Nothing's over here.
You're getting close to something big. I think it's the main ventilation shaft. If so, the central droid controller should be somewhere nearby. Keep an eye out for it. I'm picking up a lot of droids. If you still have a mining energy shield, I'd equip it and switch it on.
Nah, I'm good. I'm good. They're also sensibles too.
Sensor? It must be maintenance drones. Watch out. Those little pests will try to repair the mining droids if you don't gun them down first. Still, it's odd they're still active after the explosion. They don't have the same shielding as the mining droids. Be careful of those droids. I don't like this.
Understood. Then kill this one and then the one over there first. There's also one over there. And hopefully I have enough skill where I can break into this and not have to fight them. Hopefully I could just shut them down. Or do the other thing that I can do. I forget what it is. Off the top of my head. Hopefully. I'm hoping. And I missed. And I'm on fire. There we go. Time to see if I can actually break into this and do what I want. Corpse. Nothing useful. Wait. Security, do I have any? Do I have any? Oh, I do. Oh, that's a surprise, right? Call droid command functions. Yeah. Out of the droids, no. Cancel droid manufacturers on organics, 2 spikes. I only got 2. Let's check the schematic. Intelligence, judging upon the droid schematic displayed, the droid will rely on thermosensor to detect the fuel deposits. You could easily blind them by raising the temperature. Well, since that takes 0 spikes, we're going to raise the temperature. And continue. Temperature rising, droid sensors disabled. Droid to... Okay, return to main functions. Access fuel containment functions, shut down fuel containment fields. And they shouldn't be able to see me, so they shouldn't be able to attack me. Access camera functions. Yep.
Everybody here. What's up, KoTOR? We're supposed to be sinking fuel siphons into the 3218 asteroid shelf right now.
Forget the siphons. You know that survivor they pulled from the freighter? One of the miners said they served with him on Malachor 5.
Malachor 5? So he's one of the survivors. Or worse, a Mandalorian. So what?
Not a survivor, idiot. He's one of the Jedi from Malachor 5.
If he's one of the Jedi, hell, we can't have him walking around here. I don't know what he'll do.
I thought all the Jedi were wiped out in the Civil War, weren't they?
Guess they missed one. But it gets better. I did some checking, and that bounty on Nar Shaddaa is still live.
What? You want to sell the Jedi to the exchange? KoTOR, have you been chewing spice?
Look, you know how big that bounty is? That Jedi's our ticket off this rock.
KoTOR, there's no way the officers will go for that. They'll lock us up for sure.
Then we'll improvise.
Well, seems like they didn't want to get rid of me. Yeah, that was it. Because I already unlocked the container. I thought they were blinded. God damn it. Well, turns out that didn't work. Command function. You can start drawing binding on mechanics to solve our commands. Wait, hold on. I want to make sure I click third. Okay, social binding on mechanics. Yes. Continue. There we go. Oh, didn't want to use that, but you know, that's okay. Because now they won't try to kill me. So it's all good. And plus I can get scavenge parts and then detonate. Yep. Just scavenge parts and detonate. And then those corpse. Nothing useful. Repair kit. Could be useful for a droid. Scavenge parts. Detonate. Oh, wrong detonation. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh, thank God. Oops. I pressed the wrong button. Did the wrong detonation. I almost fucked myself. Scavenge parts and then detonate with non-lethal. There we go. Non-lethal. Don't want lethal. Lethal is bad. Lethal is very bad. Scavenge and non-lethal. There we go. The only reason why I did this is just so I could get the parts. I just went to scavenge all the parts off of them. Might lose out on some experience. Not completely sure. But the parts will come in handy when I start making my own stuff. And that bright flash is really bright, so that's not a good thing. Luckily this is the only area I'm going to do this, because after this area everything becomes too tough to do it. So that's always something I look forward to, and I think this is the last area I can actually. No, I can do it in some of the droids coming up. But other than that, that's pretty much it. I think this is just dead end.
Yeah, picking up.
What kind of strange readings?
Containment
Whoops.
fields in the mining tunnels are shutting down. You need to
Like
get
20
out of there
times.
before they vent fuel to the surface of the asteroid through the tunnels.
How much time do I
may be
have?
able to keep it contained until you get the turbo lift to the fuel depot, but not for much longer. I'm locking down the turbo lift to the administration section now to keep the blast from spreading.
Okay, I have one way to go.
Down there, make it quick, because where you are is going to get real hot real soon.
I think I got time. I think I got some time. I meant to go this way. High security door, can I open it? Oh. Oh. Didn't expect to be able to open it. What's over here? Some parts and a sonic grenade. A mine. Let's get that mine. Let's get that mine too. These mines are mine. Mine. Oh, right, there we go. Ah, there's more. I think this leads to a corpse with a decent amount of stuff on it, actually. If I remember it. I do remember every aspect, because these are like randomly generated. Oh, an upgrade. Heavy mining laser. Well, that's an upgrade part to a vibro sword. Or any bladed weapon. And that's built. So, good. Very useful. Don't really use any bladed weapons too much, because I use vibro swords that I put upgrade components in them up until I make my lightsabers, and then after that I just stop using them, and I try to get everybody else to use lightsabers too. So after that they really all become really useless. I'm gonna scavenge all these parts and get some non-lethal charges. Almost done with the flashes. I want this one. There we go. You can talk to this one. Doesn't do anything, just simply floats around. Am I supposed to go this way? I am not supposed to go this way. That is a dead end, and that's dead end too, with a droid that I can blow up. Probably pay damage simulator. Yeah, that's deadly. Don't want to use deadly. There we go, minor. Gonna use that. Gonna blow that block off. There we go. Now it should open. Yep, it does. Med pack. Some credits. Then we're gonna blow you up. Really bright flash. I'm really sorry to anybody watching and witnesses those flashes all the time. As long as like it's facing, like if I'm facing it, it's not as bad. But if like the camera facing me, then it's that gets bad. But you know, we're done. Now we get to go to the fuel depot. Really made it. Even though there's no time limit. Died for a bunch of dialogue too. Hey, remember that droid?
Greeting. It is a pleasure to see you alive, Master, provided my receptors are not off focus. How may I be of assistance?
How do you know me? I'm not your master. Tell me what you're doing here before I turn you into slag. What are you? Have you seen a T3 unit? I am looking for a way into the practice hangar bay. Oh, what's that body there? Never mind, I'll be going now. How do you know me? I'm not your master.
I am a survivor of the Harbinger, just as you were, Master. With the unexpected termination of my previous master, you are the only organic which I may now serve.
Who was your previous master? How did you get here from the Harbinger? And how did I? Tell me everything that happened between the Harbinger and now. I had some other questions I wanted to ask you. Who was your previous master?
The captain of the Harbinger, Master. I was in transit to Telos to facilitate communications and terminate hostilities. However, we did not arrive at our intended destination.
What happened?
Irritated answer. Oh, Master, it is such a long, dull story, and not terribly relevant to our current situation.
Why didn't you tell me anyway?
Hesitant explanation. That has been the subject of considerable discussion since our arrival here, Master. Many have attempted to claim you and this unit as salvage. I was crudely interrogated concerning our brief history together on board the Harbinger, before its communications, weapons, and engines suffered the cascade failure that disabled the ship.
How come I don't remember any of this? And where was I when this was taking place? How come I don't remember any of this?
Speculation. It is possible you were incapacitated and locked in the well-shielded cargo compartment as the Harbinger was being systematically crippled, Master.
Incapacitated?
Clarification. Yes, Master. No doubt the flurry of destruction on board the Harbinger somehow drugged you into a stupor from which you could not awaken. Most curious.
Damn. Drugged? What do you mean drugged? Maybe you should explain that stupor part. Drugged? Why was the drug?
Merely a turn of phrase, Master. The implication that your state was due to the result of ingesting large quantities of Juma juice was unintentional. I meant to communicate only that you were somehow rendered unconscious before you were locked securely in the cargo hold.
Locked?
Clarification, by locked, I meant
That is sounding
sealed,
better.
Master. My vocabulator seems to be malfunctioning.
Whatever. Fine, what happened next? How did I get from here, Harbinger to here? Nope, fine, what happened next?
Recitation. Following the unusual set of coincidences that led to the cascade failure in the Harbinger's systems, we were boarded by a small freighter with unknown ID codes. It appeared that this freighter had been attacked, and the captain wanted to study it. This freighter appeared to be still spaceworthy. Your cargo compartment was breached, and you were taken on board the freighter shortly before the Harbinger's systems began to go critical. I, too, managed to board the freighter before the Harbinger's destruction. We were most fortunate to have survived, Master.
Any idea what happened? What had attacked the small freighter? What was this freighter that the Harbinger brought on board? Any idea what attacked it?
Evaluation. Master, I do not know. Judging from the damage, it had been attacked by a much larger vessel. And when it attempted to escape the Harbinger with you on board, it was fired on again. Addendum. It does seem odd that such a small vessel has a high probability of attracting the attention of much larger vessels. Not a welcome trait in a freighter, to be sure.
What was this freighter that the Harbinger brought on board? What was it?
Explanation? I believe it was a smuggler's vessel by the name of the Ebon Hawk. Speculation. As to its purpose, I do not know. Perhaps it was always its intention to play dead, then kidnap you off the Harbinger and rob me of my bounty.
Ooh, bounty? What?
Clarification. By bounty, I refer to your life, Master.
I don't trust this
It
dude.
would pain me to see you damaged in any way. That is why the arrival of this Ebon Hawk caused me considerable distress.
I don't trust him. Oh, good. And the Ebon Hawk came here?
Apology. My memory core cannot provide a clear answer on that point, Master. Suffice to say that once we arrived at this floating rock, our situation became much clearer.
How so?
Explanation. Despite my market value, Master, the miners were far more interested in you. It did not take long for me to ascertain the reason for this. While an HK protocol droid is a valuable piece of property, Jedi are worth much more in certain exclusive markets across the galaxy. Painful admission. I must confess to feelings of inferiority at the speculated difference between my value and the price for your capture. I was forced to remind myself it was not due to a failing of my model or function, but because you were a Jedi.
How did they find out I was a Jedi?
Surprised answer. Why, I told them, Master.
You bastard.
You are the exiled Jedi who served with Revan in the Mandalorian Wars, are you not? I hope all that has happened
You're
is
supposed to
not
keep
the
so to
result
yourself.
of a miscommunication. If so, then the problem lies with the core word databases, which are notoriously spotty.
Unpleasantness? What are you talking about? Wow, that what information would have been in core databases, only in Jedi archives. Yeah, that information would not only be in Jedi archives.
Indignant exclamation. Master, I am only a protocol droid, but it is part of my function to know such information and relay it to any interested parties in the interests of terminating any potential hostiles.
Potential hostiles? So what happened with the miners when you arrived? Potential hostiles.
Clarification. Apparently my vocabulator has suffered some damage, Master. I meant terminating any potential hostilities.
I see. Go on. Yeah, I see what go on.
All that has happened has been because they believe you to be a Jedi, Master. They debated what to do with you as you lay unconscious in the medical bay. One group seemed intent on selling you as property. The other group opposed this.
Then what happened?
3 standard hours after the division between the miners became apparent, accidents began to occur throughout the facility. A result of improper maintenance, I believe. These accidents coincided with the degradation of the mining droid behavioral cores. Crude models are prone to such failures, resulting in murderous rampages. The mortality rate of organics in the facility rose quickly.
That's wonderful. So what happened to the rest of the miners?
Many miners began to join you in the medical bay as a cascade of flawlessly timed detonations occurred in isolated gas pockets in the lower levels of the facility. The explosions herded the miners into emergency sections of the station, quickly and efficiently cutting them off from communications and facility control. But sadly enough, not the ventilation systems.
Sadly enough, what this George, just I don't trust him.
The explosions had damaged specific
Sorry for all the
sections of this facility's ventilation systems, causing a slow, lethal buildup of toxic fumes in the dormitory level.
Are there any left a lot? Are you responsible for this? Are you
Defensive
responsible?
answer. Master, I am a protocol droid, not a well-crafted assassination droid of unrivaled sophistication. To have carried out the actions that took place here would have required an unusual set of skills.
That's really specific.
Highly unlikely I possess the knowledge of how to reprogram the memory cores of base worker-class droids into killing machines, let alone to terminate the organics at this facility, utilizing only Aerotech 500 series laser mining drills and explosives fashioned from proton
That's
missile cores.
strangely. I think you're responsible. Yeah.
I cannot and will not attempt to change your mind, Master. I would urge you to consider that your KoTOR tank treatments may have caused some disorientation.
Do you know who administered the sedatives to the KoTOR tank and killed the incapacitated miners?
Conjecture. The administration of a large dose of sedatives over a short period of time would likely prove fatal to miners, although not to a Jedi. For a Jedi, it would simply render them unconscious for ease of transport. Quite inventive.
Inventive. Those miners were murdered. Is that pride I hear in your voice? Not inventive.
I was merely commenting on the idea itself, Master, not the execution of the idea.
He
Well,
did it.
that too was inventive. Besides, Master, those miners intended to murder you, or worse. Any complaints they would have at being murdered would be the highest form of hypocrisy.
I've had enough questions
Of course,
for you.
Master. How may I be of assistance?
I'll have to assassinate. What are you? I think we already went on what he is. He's obviously a protocol droid. Well, he says he is, but he's not really a protocol droid. Have you seen the T3 unit?
Hesitant answer. A T3 utility droid would be a common sight in this facility. It is indeed curious that I have not seen many since my arrival. However, I feel I must inform you that, droid prejudice aside, T3 models exhibit excessive individualism when not routinely memory wiped. This individualism can become such a nuisance that even a droid such as myself is tempted to reduce them to their base components, if not crush them into slag. But enough of my seemingly irrelevant tangent. Where did you leave the droid, Master? That would logically be the best place to look.
You know, it was last seen near the hangar.
Answer. Ah. Then that would explain why such a T3 unit isn't here, Master. I believe my photoreceptors are functioning adequately enough to verify that.
Maybe you can answer something else for me.
Master. How may I be of assistance?
Well, I'm gonna start with this dialogue. I'm looking away into the hangar bay. Or what's that body over there? I'm looking away into the hangar bay.
Oh, that is unfortunate, Master. The hangar is sealed behind a containment field. It would be impossible to open it.
What about the override codes?
Answer. Only the Paragus administration officer would have such codes, Master. If he hasn't already been murdered in an unfortunate accident, then he is trapped in the dormitory section, which has been effectively cut off from the facility by explosives.
Was supposed to contact him using a comlink? That must be another way to reach the dormitories. If I crawl through mining tunnels to get there, there's likely to be other tunnels. To get here, though, is it possible to contact him using comlink?
Unfortunately, communication with the dormitory section is severed, Master. It is perhaps for the best, especially if any other accidents have occurred in that section. If that were the case, the severed comlink would have spared us the satisfaction of hearing the miners' screams as they lived out their last moments in fear and terror.
I hate this guy so much. There must be another way.
You could walk across the surface of the asteroid to the dormitory airlock, but such a route would be extremely hazardous, and I do not wish to see you damaged.
Those miners could be hurt or endangered. We need to make sure they're alright. I only want the codes those miners have, and when I have the codes, I'll dispose of them and leave the stock. Nope. Those miners could be hurt or endangered.
Master, continued exploration of this facility may place you in unnecessary danger. I encourage you to return to the medical bay and wait for retrieval from a vessel that is no doubt on the way, even as we continue this pointless conversation.
I'm going to find those miners, and you're going to help me. Any suggestions like that, and I'll turn. I'm master. I'm not giving you. I'm giving you an order to. Oh, that's good. I'm not. I'm going to find those miners.
Very well, Master, but there is very little that I can do. You see, the airlock is sealed by a code.
Alright, so how do I get the code to the airlock?
Correction. Oh, I already possess the code, Master, but I am afraid that it will do you no good.
What do you mean?
Condescending explanation. Master, the console governing the droid maintenance area and the airlock is voice printed musing. In the last days of his life, the maintenance officer was quite careful about voice protocols, bordering on paranoid obsession. Conjecture. I suspect once he realized something was wrong in the facility, he voice-locked the droid bay functions. A prudent measure, but in the end, he met the same fate as the rest of the organics.
Voice Brendan, you said you already have the code, but you do know the code. You said you already have the code.
Condescending explanation. Oh yes, Master. The code is maintenance control voice print ID R1B5. But unless the maintenance officer speaks the code, it is useless.
If the main, how can I get him to speak the codes? If the admin officer is dead, how do I get to speak him?
Master, you cannot. You are trapped here just as I am. There is nothing to do, except patiently wait for whatever the future has in store for us.
Well, you know what, never mind. Because we already know that that's the maintenance officer then, so we're not going to ask who's that body over there. So we're going to look and explore